What up, what up, what up? What up, all you Eagles fans out there? What up, Facebook? What up, Twitch? What up, YouTube? This is your boy Van, a.k.a. Furious Wrath. Sun on 2 Live tonight. And tonight, I'm a big Eagles fan. And I'm going to be the biggest Eagles fan reporter from New England. Because I know Lord Brunson's got the best Eagles reporting, period. I'm going to be the best Eagles reporter. Not reporter, but I'm going to give you the best opinions and my thoughts on the Eagles from New England. So, the score does not indicate what really happened. The game looked close. But a lot of the game just seemed like maybe Tampa Bay was just playing with them. Like, I felt like if the Eagles went to try to go ahead, Tampa would have put even more on them. But that's also not to say the Eagles couldn't win this game. Also not to say the Eagles couldn't win this game. Because they could have. There we go. Let me get this in there. The Eagles could have won this game. And they could have played a lot better. And I know Lord Brunson, he's sticking with Hurts, and he's sticking with his man because that's who we got right now. I, on the other hand, I'm a little peeved off at the Philadelphia organization, and I think and some of the fans too, because look at Wentz's stats right now. He's right up there with Hurts. He's doing pretty good. Yeah, he doesn't have the wins, but that's not all his fault. It's a team game. Their team's just not playing all around great football right now in Indianapolis. But Wentz is doing good, especially compared to last year, which, if I can think of the guy's name, there's a guy that did a video on Wentz, and he broke it down. The problem with Wentz last year was his mechanics, amongst other things, but basically mechanics. But last year was a COVID season, so there was no off season. Wentz didn't have the coaches there to work on his mechanics. I don't even think Wentz was really allowed. Like, there was no allowance of just being with people to work on his mechanics because the COVID restrictions and everything. Um, yeah, uh, it just makes me so upset. Hold on for a second. I'm trying to get all this stuff situated here because most of the time I'm set up for gaming and everything. Here, I can't find my chat box or anything. Forget the chat box. Um, Forget the chat box. The throws that Hurts made, I get it. This is his 10th game. But did you see what Wentz did? Like, he could make those throws his first season. Like Wentz he was killing plays and sort of he was making more calls at the line than Hurts is being allowed to. Yet again, that's also coaching. I don't know, this Nick Sirianni is new. I don't know what he's all about. I'm not exactly sold on him. I think the Eagles coaching staff, Wentz, the whole team should have been given a mulligan last year because of COVID. And then, but let me take that back. Everybody should be given a mulligan except for Howie Roseman and Jeffrey Lurie. They messed this whole team up through bad drafting. Bad drafting. When are we gonna get a linebacker? Jesus, like I think Davian Taylor could be better with. He needs another year or two, and then it would also help if he played alongside a good veteran linebacker. Because the guy's got the speed. He's there, but he's like missing tackles. Like, that's stuff that can be coached. But that's my microphone. But but Hurts. Yeah, and yeah, he did good. He ran the ball in. But he's running the ball in because he can't make those throws in the end zone. In the red zone, it counts. And I hate to see him getting his head knocked in because he can't make that quick decision to throw the ball in the red zone. So, like, if you ever look at Hurts's college reports like when he came to NFL, the scouting reports, like some of the knocks on him was like the decision making, his ability to read the whole field, and I think they had something with his arm strength. It was weird, like he has arm strength, but he doesn't have arm strength, and because of that, he needs to work on anticipation throws. Prime example of anticipation throws was the throw. Who was it to? Was it to Reagor? It was to Reagor on the far sideline. He must have because the throw was pass interference, but Reagor had the guy beat at the line. They even, like, Troy Aikman's even saying it. Throw the ball. Throw the ball. He waited and acted like he was, like Troy Aikman's words, was throwing a Hail Mary. If he takes that step, counts to 1 or 2 seconds, release the ball. Reagor had a no touch off the line because he was in motion and then hiked the ball and he was already running. He had the guy burnt. All Hurts has to do is just throw it right then and there, not wait to like turn a throw into an underthrow because Reagor's already down the field. It's just like some of these, like, but then he'll make these great throws, and I'm like, what? Like, come on. And I'm tired of hearing, well, he's a young quarterback. He played at two big programs, Alabama, Oklahoma. You think he wasn't making big throws there? They're they're like NFL ready systems. Like these guys, those two systems, mimic basic NFL offenses. So these guys are ready to go. Like I don't want to. And I'm going to say it again. Look at Wentz. Wentz's first year, he was able to make these throws. And then his second year, he was in the running for MVP. And I'm not hating on Hurts. I'm just upset that the Eagles gave up on Wentz like that after one season. Because he had that bad season, which that one guy, man, if I find that guy's name, he did a video. Because he had bad mechanics that year. And he goes on to say, like, coaches, quarterback gurus, whatever, will not mess with a quarterback's mechanics during the season. They say it's like a big no-no, because then you can make it even more probable than not. You'll make it even worse than what it was. Like, yeah, maybe the coaches weren't tough on him, whatever. But they still can. You can still work on his mechanics. Like, he still get him. Like, hey, you're doing this. But he didn't have an off season because of COVID. It was gone, wiped out. So and there's only so much you can do in practice because you got to get other things out of the way. Like, you don't have time to like just sit there and do whatever with him. And yeah, and you're gonna say, oh well, he can do online and stuff. Like, come on, you need to be hands on with that stuff. You can't sit there in a Skype video like, no, move your foot half an inch there, blah 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 blah. No. I don't know, man. This is a frustrating loss. And then I think Nick Sirianni's playing with us. He runs the ball near the end of the game and is successful. And, like, you can see what Miles Sanders can do. And you're like, where was this all game? I don't even know. Oh. The reffing was horrible in this game. Both sides. The refereeing was horrible. I think the Eagles scored, but the throw to the back of the end zone, to Quez Watkins, and Quez Watkins made a spectacular catch behind the back of the player. That's pass interference all day. That's blatant pass interference. I don't know what these guys were thinking. I'm like, the funny thing is, I'm yelling at Quez Watkins. It's like, don't catch it, because they got to call pass interference. Like, maybe the refs are in amazement that he caught it and they just forgot to throw the flag. What else is a bullshit call? The taunting. Come on. Like, every play somebody, like, I can't even tell that Jernard Avery was saying anything. He just got up and just looked at him. And then he was turned away. And then after the play, after they already had a little confrontation, like every other play happens, they throw a flag. Like, come on. I'm like, are you kidding me? That just blew my mind. I'm like, you guys fucking ding-dongs, bro. Ding-dongs. Let's see if I can find this. Let's see if I can pop out this. I just want to pop out chat. Hold on, guys. I just wanted to put there. There we go. That's what I wanted. There we go. There we go. Oh, God. But yeah, let's see if we can do this. See, I'm so. Mm-hmm. Weird. Anyway, so yeah, that was a bad call. Um, there's another call that should have been called for Tampa Bay. The taunting call was bad. Oh, the interception. That wasn't it that they called not an interception after discussing it for like 20, 30 minutes. That's an interception. Hold on. I think I don't know if they'll let me pull this up or not. Hold on. There we go. Let's see. Let me pull this up. Watch. I'm gonna mute it. Hold on. There we go. Watch this. Right there, yeah. If you're looking at it from that angle, it looks bad. Like, oh, maybe you didn't catch it, blah, blah, blah. But watch. Let's see if I can get this in slow motion. Watch this. This is playback. If you look, oh, I wish I could draw it right there. His hand, his fingers are going under the ball. They're going under the ball. Watch this. And you look right there. You can look. You can see his fingers under the ball. And his other hand is already cuffing the other side of the ball. Yeah. I don't even think the ball even really touches the ground. Look. His hands are already underneath the ball. Now his hands have can I? Oh, is there any way? Hold on, guys. There. Like his hands under the ball. Like watch this. Yeah, look. So right there, if you look close, you see his. If you saw his fingers hit the ball because they moved. So he's got his hands on the ball. So now he has grip. Now he's taking that ball, right? And he's starting to tilt it over onto his hand. Like that's just a natural thing you do when you go to grab a football. And he clearly has the ball. He has possession of it. Look at his hands. They're under the ball. That ball's not even touching the ground. And now you can clearly see he has possession of it because he's got the sticky gloves. They're stuck in there. It's not moving. And then they're saying the ball moves. The ball moves because he has the football cuffed in his fingers and hand. So he's like naturally bringing it into his body. It's a natural thing. Look at this. Like it's not even moving. You can see his goddamn fingers are under the ball. Oh, this is ridiculous. Look, they're under the ball. Oh, you guys can't see. Hold on. Like, watch it one more time, because this is ridiculous. Like he has the ball there. He clearly has the ball. That, if anything, maybe a blade of grass is touching it, but he has it. The whole like. Look at his. So you could, if you were to rewind it backwards in slow motion, you could see his hand comes back down towards the ground, the ball is on top of his fingers. It's on top of these two fingers and in the palm of his hand. That was an interception. And the fact that they called it an interception, but then took like 20, 25 minutes, whatever, to decide if it was an interception, then it stays an interception. Unless you have irrefutable evidence, that's in the rule book, then that stays the call that you made. Now, they said incomplete pass, and then they're trying to determine if it's an interception. Same thing. Because you're taking so long, you can't tell if it's an interception or not. Or that's what it's coming down to. It's taking you that long because you can't figure it out because they're a bunch of blind idiots. Then you have to stick with the call that you made in the field. Incomplete pass. But in this case, the call they made in the field was interception. So it needs to stay that. But I don't know how ways you want to slice it. That's an interception. That was horseshit. Yeah, the Eagles scored afterwards, but like how much time they wasted? Like they wasted like 2 minutes, 3 minutes maybe. You can, for whatever's sake, add the 3 minutes at the end of the game, and then the Eagles may have a chance to get the ball back. Who knows? Or Tampa scores again. Whatever. Because I still think Tampa could have scored at will if they wanted to. They was taking it easy. But yeah. Like, yeah. Man, that's just so frustrating. Uh, uh, Shit, I lost my. Losing everything here. But yeah, so yeah, like so yes, the referee calling was atrocious because they couldn't. Thank God nobody is ordering pizza because I don't think they could have decided on that one within the next century. Um, now back to the Eagles. Jalen Hurts still. I think the coach. I know Nick Sirianni is making some bonehead calls, but I think he's trying to make calls to help Hurts because he still has problems progressing through his reads. And if you watch the game, there's times where like, oh, he avoided pressure, he bounced out around, looked like Donovan McNabb back in the day, but he's not really looking upfield. Like his head's down, and then once he gets out, then he kind of looks, but then by the time he gets out, he gives himself half a field. Because you don't want to make the quarterback Nobo and start making throws across your body. So you're giving yourself half a field, and then the closer you get to the sideline, that window of how much field you have to throw is getting smaller, and he does it every time. In Hurts's profile, they said he'll be a really good backup, an eventual competent starter, but they didn't say like he's a star-studded starter. You know, he has a lot to overcome. He's 6'1". You know, you're like, Kyler Murray, Russell Wilson, Drew Brees. They're special guys. Not saying Hurts couldn't be special, but you know, it's gonna take some time, I guess. I don't know. He's just gotta do the reading the playbooks. But I like to know how much of it's on Sirianni too. Is Sirianni drawing up plays for his quarterback's lack of reading the field, or are these plays just horrible? Because I don't get how many times you're gonna run the same few plays right after each other. Tampa Bay is picking up on it. Pick on their corners. Our receivers were toasting them all day, all night. Why wouldn't you do it? Why? Oh man. And I don't get, like, we have these cornerbacks that are good. You know, you got big play Slay, and you got Steven Nelson, who's pretty good. And then Avonte Maddox, I think, is going to be a hell of a slot corner. You got these players playing soft, and Tampa's just throwing it short. And they have receivers that you don't want them to burn you, but you don't want them with 5 yards in front of you either, because these are some nifty guys. Antonio Brown, what? Oh, there we go. Yeah. Hey, if anybody wants to buy computers, I build them. I build gaming PCs. Just to let you know. Anyway, yeah. So yeah, you got these great defensive backs, and you're taking their ability out of the game by just playing soft coverage. Let them play. Like Mike Evans isn't a speedster; he's fast, but I'm pretty sure Slay can keep up with him. Antonio Brown's fast, but he's not Pittsburgh Antonio Brown. I'm pretty sure Steven Nelson could keep up with him. So yeah, and Avante could keep up with. I guess Godwin would be the tough matchup right there. I don't know. Godwin, I forget if Godwin's a big receiver or not. Like I think he's like 6. He might be 6'2". If not, he's 6, or he might be 6 foot. Other than Avante could keep with him. All right, and then we got an Ertz sighting. Jeez, time to start using tight ends. This game, I think could have been won, but then I think it could have been because I felt like Tampa, like yeah, they looked like they were playing not their greatest game, but I felt like they were like that big brother, and the Eagles are the little brother, and they're like, all right, we're not gonna beat him up too bad. But every time he gets close, I'm going to let him know who the boss is. And I felt like that's what Tampa was doing. Tom wasn't having his best game. Could have been because of the thumb. But still, it's Tom Brady. When he has to go in beast mode, he goes in beast mode. I like a lot what Lord Brunson says, but then there's just stuff I just can't agree with when it comes to Jalen Hurts. I think I wish he would just admit that. Jalen works as a project, and even if you finish this project, you still don't know if you're going to get a project that's going to be a franchise. It's tough because just some of the plays he's making, like, and some of his throws started reminding me of Donovan when it came to short passes. You just throwing them in the ground. I'm like, oh gosh. But don't be fooled by his running ability and him. He runs and scores a touchdown. Tim Tebow could too, and look where Tim Tebow is now. Granted, Tim Tebow didn't come from like an NFL style offense like Hurts did. So that's another reason I'm hard on Hurts, because yes, he's newish to the NFL, but he's not new to the play style. He played for Nick Saban, who was an NFL coach. Come on. Like, what more do you want? And then I forget, who's the coach at OU? I don't know. Either way, it's still like NFL style offenses in a way. Like, but you got to understand who Jalen Hurts is. Like, he was in the top 10 one year in college in rushing, and he threw for like maybe 3,000 yards, a whole bunch of like 20 some odd TDs. And the thing is, the knock on him is like, if he doesn't see the read right away, he'll duck and run. It's only going to last you so long in the NFL. You're going to have to become a quarterback. That's a shame. I wish. Can you imagine? It's like, imagine if Michael Vick had Andy Reid early in his career. Michael Vick would have been the Lamar Jackson is now. Would have been. Saw the one season he had under Andy Reid. Once he actually paid attention and learned the playbook, he could make any throw with the flick of his wrist. Jalen Hurts can't do that. Like, he has a good arm, but he has to learn to make anticipation throws or throw ahead of, like, You have speed receivers. Let them run if you're going to throw those plays. And then the one interception that Hurts had, I honestly thought Watkins was thinking that he was going to do a back shoulder throw, which would have been perfect. When you have speed guys, back shoulder throws, you're either going to get a catch and a nice play, or you're going to get pass interference. But he said he made some weird throw and overthrew him. And, Watkins tried to make a play. If he waited like a second more, he might have been able to get it. Because, yeah. This is funny. I felt like Todd Bowles. If you've ever seen The Waterboy, I thought Todd Bowles was like laughing like, I forget the evil coach was from SMU or whatever, when he's laughing at, oh God, the guy that plays the Fonz was the coach for the Waterboys team. I felt like he knew Nick Sirianni's playbook, and he's just like, he's gonna do this, he's gonna do this too. Like I felt like that was Todd Bowles. He's like, I think I only saw Todd Bowles wear the second half, and Nick Sirianni started actually mixing it up, doing some different things, running and stuff. Todd Bowles is like, oh shit. But yeah. So yeah, the Eagles lost 28-22. It was close, but it wasn't close. I don't know. It was a weird game. Like the first drive, like the Eagles came back after Tampa Bay scored. I'm like, all right. I can take a trade for blows game. But no, it was just Tampa's like, we're the better team. Your offense has a lot of shit to figure out. Like our defense held us in there at times. The taunting penalty and the interception were bullshit. That was an interception. No, the interception, the taunting penalty, and the non-pass interference call in the back of the end zone. And then there's even another play that the guy held the receiver's arm and they didn't call pass interference. Like, I was like, these guys, get their heads out of their asses. Whatever. That's all I gotta say about that. I tell you right now, the Eagles have a long ways to go. They don't have an identity until they find an identity of what they are, especially offensively. And this is gonna be a long season. And I'm still under the impression that you didn't have to fire Peterson and Wentz, and then there's a whole bunch of shit blown out of proportion. COVID caused a lot of that. You have no off season, nobody there to work on Wentz's mechanics. I think you should have it was a bad year. And then you gave him no talent. Your second round pick is Jalen Hurts, not a studded receiver or maybe a studded linebacker. But yeah, those throws that Hurts missed, Watkins and Reagor, Wentz makes those throws. I'm just saying, Wentz makes those throws. But Hurts can make those throws too if he learns to let go. Your receiver had a running head start on the cornerback, and he runs 4.4 or faster. Throw it. He'll run under and get it. Not wait till he's 30, 40 yards on the field, then you throw it, because when that ball's in the air, he's already gained another 15 yards. Now the throw's either probably going to be behind him, and it was. And it was pass interference, but it could have been a nice touchdown. Taking stats away from yourself hurts. Taking stats away from yourself and your receivers. Yeah, Yeah, I just did this because I wanted to rant because that game just pissed me off, and then I'm upset with Lord Brunson because he does. I don't know if he sees it. Maybe he just doesn't want to call it out. Yeah, I know it's Hurts season and everything, but should have been a Wentz season. Wentz is doing good over there in Indianapolis. Hopefully he keeps doing good because then we get a first round pick out of it too. I don't know if they're going to make the playoffs. They got a long way to go, but he should be playing more than 70%. It's just, this organization. Maybe it's even other sports now because the Phillies. There's two pitchers that they used to have that are in the postseason. They're doing good right now. Nick Pivetta and Velasquez. What can I say? If you want to see more Eagles content, I'll do more Eagles content and more reporting. I'll even do some reporting on the NFL and itself, just like play-wise and what I think was going on. So just drop a like and a subscribe. It helps support this channel. It helps that freaking YouTube algorithm, whatever algorithms for everything else. Helps me out. And lets me know that there's people actually watching some of my content. And I'll keep putting out more. And the more content I put out, the better it'll get. Because I'm an OJT guy. I learned to fly. So anyway, I'm going to hop on some Warzone. If you guys are some gamers, you want to catch me out on there. So this is it for tonight. Post comments. Post your thoughts. I like a good debate. I want to talk about this. I want to hear your thoughts. See what you saw of the game and tell me what you think of Hurts, Sirianni. You know, I'm loyal to my team, but I'm gonna call stuff out. You know, like this. Defensively, I think we had defensively. Once we get at least one linebacker, we're gonna be decent. You know, let's not waste what we have left in Slay. And on that, you know what? If you don't get that quarterback from Houston with your draft picks, you better be drafting defensive heavy. Probably draft another lineman, and then draft another lineman late in the draft. But defense, because Slay's getting up there, Cox is up there. So you need defensive line, linebacker, starting corner. And then you're going to need another lineman that can start pretty soon. And then you can get some, in the later rounds, some other linemen. Like, you could easily, with this draft coming next year, with supposedly all the picks we have, you could easily fill the needs, especially if we hit on him. But I don't know how he's drafting. That's this guy. Oh, he's got a high motor. Yeah, but he's 5'11". Yeah, he's got a high motor. So why would we draft a 5'11" defensive end? Like how he makes stupid drafts like that. Anyway, this is your boy Van, a.k.a. Furious Raph, the best Eagles reporter in New England. Peace out, guys.
Damn it, Tito. Another one?